Today's podcast is brought to you by the Haunted Taxi, where we take you to great haunts in your local community. Also brought to you by Hair Shop of Olathe, Kansas, great family salon. American Shaman 151 of Olathe, Kansas, now selling Delta 8. Total Clean Floor Care Systems of Olathe. The Blossom House Haunted Hotel and Tours. Stay tonight if you dare. Hempsters123.com, your online hemp superstore. Vintage Gypsy Antique Store, Atchison, Kansas. 56 Tough Guy, the social media yellow pages. Welcome to You Haunted, the Haunted Journey podcast, where we go over the Quindaro ruins and the Wyandotte Indian burial ground in KCK. Both of these stops are on the Rockin Haunted Heartland Ghost Tour of Kansas City, which is a day tour, which is fantastic. We rock out to history and haunted history facts. I first want to go over the Quindaro ruins. The day couldn't have been better as we went to this stop. The ruins are on top of a hill overlooking the Missouri River. This was part of the Underground Railroad that John Brown set up to free slaves from the South. My first impressions of the Quindaro Underground Railroad was, wow, what they had to go through to get to the north. When we were there, we picked up many spirits from that time period. This stop has an unbelievable backstory which you cannot believe, and it is fantastic for people who want to learn history and the haunted history of different stops in Kansas City. The ruins themselves were fantastic as we went down and we walked down to where they were at. It has a great overlook so you can look out over the whole area. Also too, they have a wonderful statue of John Brown. And they even have a house where they used to have the part of the Quindaro ruins that are still there. I found it to be quite enjoyable, and we saw many, many spirits. Our next stop on that day was the Wyandotte Huron Indian Burial Ground in KCK. The burial ground was a little harder to get to because they have their walkways are kind of broken up, so it's a little tougher to get up there, but we end up going up a hill to get up into the cemetery itself. This cemetery has a great backstory and some great history to it. This cemetery is absolutely amazing, as it's right in the middle of downtown Kansas City, Kansas. The story and backstory of this haunt is absolutely amazing and is one of the great stops along this tour. This is a very large cemetery, and it has many bodies that have no grave markers whatsoever. Throughout this cemetery, we saw many, many spirits as they showed up day or night there in this cemetery. Our SLS camera went crazy as we picked up many, many spirits. I also used the ghost tube and got many words that were said throughout the cemetery. They say this cemetery is cursed, but I found it very interesting and had such a great backstory, and we enjoyed our visit. What I will say, this is one incredible cemetery that is really haunted. But in KCK, they probably need to redo the walkways up to it because they kind of seem unsafe. I want to thank my wife, Renee, for coming out on many of these haunts. She helps me out a lot with the camera work. So come, book a tour with youhaunted.com or hauntedtaxi.com. We take up to 5 friends or family with us to different haunted stops. You can also find out more about us and our podcast at hauntedjourney.com, on YouTube or Rumble. Thanks again for listening and take care. Remember, You Haunted, we make fear fun.